I stole alcohol from the same store every other day for 2 years without getting caught. I've never told anyone this because obviously it's embarrassing and completely unhinged. This happened during the height of my alcoholism when my family thought I had been recovering. I feel very guilty for lying to them and for betraying the trust they had in me, so I will take this secret to the grave. It's just so crazy that I actually did this and that no one ever knew. I want to tell someone, so I'll post it here. Sorry if it's long. Starting around 2 years ago, during the workday, I would take a 10-minute break and go steal alcohol pretty much every other day. Sometimes 2 days in a row. I worked in an office in a nicer side of town and there was a big chain drugstore about 5 minutes from my workplace. My boss never suspected anything of me. I'd just tell him that I was taking my 10, usually around 10 to 11 a.m., grab my purse, jump in my car and I'd, mostly, be back on time. I'd go to the drugstore, which was normally busy during this time of day, and just head right through the makeup aisle to the back where the pharmacy was, so I did not pass the employees in the front. From the pharmacy, the liquor aisle was a straight shot and then I could go back the same way so that it appeared I was leaving from the pharmacy since I did not have a shopping bag. To be honest, I don't really think it would have mattered which route I took, nobody ever noticed me. Now most of the liquor bottles had anti-theft devices on them. This particular store was much more lax than others about this though. The majority of the time, I would just take a plastic bottle of cheap vodka and then I'd walk into an empty aisle without a visible camera and just casually put the bottle in my purse. Then I'd walk out. One day after a few weeks of doing this regularly, I went in and all the bottles were locked with a security cap. Or at least it looked that way. I would always find one bottle that did not have a lock. It was either further behind the others or it was a different brand, type of alcohol, most times more expensive and glass not plastic. You'd think I would have taken that as a warning to stop and that they were catching on, but I continued to go to this same store and do the same thing without ever running into any kind of trouble. To make this story worse, I would also drink at work with my stolen alcohol and, again, nobody ever expressed any kind of notice about this to me. What I'd do is empty out half of a water bottle and fill the rest up with alcohol. I'd usually take a bottle from the work fridge and put in my purse before I left for my break. Or I'd just steal a water bottle from the store too. For over a year, I was drinking every day at work, starting in the morning and just going all day. The rules of normal society and behavior just didn't apply to me anymore. I got away with so much and no one ever said a thing. I'd go out to my car to refill the water bottle with alcohol throughout the day. I'd just hide the bottle under my blouse so it didn't look weird. I can't imagine what my boss or co-workers would think if they knew what I was doing. I'm honestly mortified thinking about it. In fact, I can make this story even worse because while drunk at work one afternoon, I went to take my 10 and I fell down in the parking lot and suffered a severe injury that kept me out of work for 3 months on FMLA. No one ever knew that it was because I had been drinking on the job, and when I went back to work, I went right back to doing the same routine. For those who ask why I didn't just buy the alcohol, as part of keeping up the appearance of recovering, I needed to be completely honest about my spending and let my partner check my card for purchases as a way to show him I was not lying to him. I couldn't have bought it without blowing the whole thing. Addiction can make you almost sociopathic, and I have suffered the consequences of my actions and continue to. I know I was wrong. So TLDR, I shoplifted alcohol basically every day from the same drugstore and drank daily at work and never got caught.